When you're in fear, bro, this is me. I'm going to use myself as an example. When I'm in fear, I act like a piece of shit. That's why I said mean things to you. I think a lot of people do. And that's why I said mean things to Logan. That's why I walked away. But if I would have, just the same man, if I had the confidence that I had now on Impulsive, I would have sat both of you guys down and be like, yo, we need to discuss these feelings.
Right.
But I didn't have the balls, bro. And the reason why I didn't is because I was just terrified of my own shadow, let alone you guys. You guys were the two guys that sat on my career. You think I'm gonna argue back with them?
I always hated being you guys, by the way. I told you that.
What do you mean?
I'm not you guys. There's a dramatic difference in the relationships between both of those relationships. I don't know why you always...
Because you guys both pissed me off in different ways.
Yeah, I've been still trying to figure out how, but...
I could list the reasons, but I feel like that wouldn't help.
It might be cathartic, but I mean, I don't know how you want to. I don't know which parts of everything we're even talking about today.
I think that. And when it comes to our relationship, it's going to be with any relationship. If I can't take responsibility and fix myself before even looking at your problems, then I'm just not a good human, because half of my issues with you probably stemmed from my behavior. The way I communicate, the way that I talk, the way I act, the way that I respond to my neighbors, they're going to respond to me in a certain way. When I asked God to help me out with a lot of my relationships, the first thing he told me to do is fix myself.
Yeah.
That way I could have a conversation with Mike and not act like an idiot or get emotional.
Right.
Because I'm not scared anymore.
I also just really didn't get it. I really didn't get it, dude. I honestly did not understand why you and I were not talking. I
got angry because I would forgive you a lot with these. You want me to be honest? I'll say it in a way where you don't have to bring up real material. I think that you're a street dude that came from selling drugs, and your one street mentality, like my cousins that do sling, is I have to protect myself first, and then I'll protect others.
But that's not, and this is where we probably have to get into the material. That was
Bobby
not
Lee situation.
No, hold on. We can talk about those. Okay, I'll listen instead. Yeah.
Okay, the Bobby Lee situation.
Who was the first person that jumped off the couch and said, "George just left. That was not good. We have to fix the situation."
Did they not cut shit that you should have stood up for me and said, "Hey, you can't cut that shit. That's gonna make him look like an idiot for leaving."
Okay, let's slow down, and I'll answer that. We have always cut. This is all healthy, by the way. We have always cut.
Start crying.
No. Which by the way would be healthy. We have numerous times on the show, which I'm sure a number of shows do, cut things that we believe will protect the integrity or reputation of the guest.
That protected nobody but him.
No, of the guest. That's what I'm trying.
Well, what about the guy that you break bread with, bro?
But we removed a number of things that you said on the podcast.
Name one.
Well, no, I'm not going to.
Booty, bro.
No. Do you want me to? There was something that you said on the laser beam episode.
What laser beam episode?
Do you remember laser beam in Australia when we did that episode? I'd rather not say. I can tell. Why don't I just tell you?
Just tell me. I'll beep it.
You said something about laughing at a girl getting hit in a parking lot. You saw a fight.
Yeah, I just said the joke wrong.
No, I understand that, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, I didn't sexually harass somebody, man.
I'm not. Listen, I'm not trying to die a one-to-one. I'm just saying
okay, Mike, if this was an episode that was you, and what happened to you, and then the whole world thinks that I walked away because I can't take a joke, that's fucked, that's fucked.
It parlayed into more stuff happening down the line. It just became, at that point, you saw me, I went on Bobby's show.
Yeah.
Right?
And they cut around it. You said that
I have no control over that.
I try to make peace with this guy.
I know.
You've seen me.
Yeah.
I've tried to make peace with him behind closed doors. I try to reach out. I try to be cool. But by the way, and I'll just say this, we'll just empty it out. I never had a problem with Bobby Lee.
No, he knows that.
I had a problem with the way that Logan and you were kind of gassing him to keep doing. He started the episode putting his balls in my face. I let that one go. Then every 2 seconds, he kept grabbing my dick.
I don't think...
How would you feel if a man that has his back completely towards you, that only turns around to grab your dick...
Right.
Talk shit to your face, and you can't smack or beat the living brakes off of this guy. Because Logan makes me apologize to this man, or I don't have a job on Impaulsive anymore. How fucking crazy is that?
I don't think I understood. I can only speak for myself.
Bro, it's on a group chat.
I hope you can understand
it's on a group chat.
No. I'm talking
about
during the episode because I didn't know that you were feeling.
But after the episode, do you remember
when
you called me? And I said, Mike, this is all that happens. And you said, verbatim, you said, It's our fault for not telling you this, but me and Logan are really the ones who should be talking to the guest. You are really there for a boys only episode. So while I get sexually harassed, my other co-host is trying to fire me, and you're trying to leverage me to be quiet during other guests. And then on my birthday, you guys shot 3 episodes, so I couldn't show up.
I just think
on my 30th birthday, you shot 3 episodes. Bro.
I think
that's crazy. It was on the calendar for months.
I think by the time we got there was so much like confusion and disarray in the podcast that there was no coming back. We got to,
but it wasn't my fault.
No. First of all, I didn't say it was your fault. I didn't say it was your fault.
I think if you would have walked in my shoes, I think you would have felt a little different. And let's put it this way, right? And this is just us just talking about. I'm not trying to be upset. I'm trying to work with you and like grow. But if I got a deal, because I started my podcast because I saw you guys.
Don't go there because you're gonna move on to a different topic. I want to button this one up.
No, it's the same thing.
No, I know, but just hold on.
Oh, okay.
Whenever, and I obviously have every text message from this, phone, whatever, right? Whenever you called me with a problem with a hotel room, a problem with a flight, a problem with a coworker, a problem with Logan, a problem with anyone.
Yeah.
I always answered the phone.
Yeah.
I always talked to you. I always worked through it. I always called whoever the fuck was causing the problem and said, George has a problem with X, Y, and Z.
I never said you did it.
I was there with you when we negotiated the deal for you to be a part of the podcast. I applauded it. I always had your interest in mind. So regardless of all of these outcomes, the reason I was hurt was because I was always the one that was there. I was always the one standing up for you.
The last straw for me was, Mike, I had to escape. I had to leave for my own fear. When Logan came after me for my religion, the show hit rock bottom and we weren't getting paid. I was getting paid $5,000 a month, and that's covering just Reed. I have a mortgage. I have my sister that works for me. I have Belle. I'm trying to get married. I had all these things. So I had to start my own show because we're not making money on this show and I'm getting pushed out of this show.
Well, at the time we weren't making money. You made money on the show.
But at the time, we're a couple months.
How much money did you make over the course
I can show you my books. I was spending 10 G's a month being on the show.
Right.
Name me a job that you're a part of that you spend $10,000 to be a part of. Okay, so that's 1. 2, and by the way, let's not forget that for a year and a half, I didn't get paid.
No, and I didn't get paid for years.
Okay.
Until I got paid.
Okay,
right.
so
But you did make a sizable amount of money on the show.
And by the way, always grateful. I was always grateful.
Something like that?
I don't like to talk about money, but I was always grateful. Always grateful. I think anybody could see that. But when I got pushed out, and I'm seeing that I'm getting pushed out, and I start my own show, do you know what my final straw was?
What?
I got my show going, and then not only was I controlled and pushed around on Impaulsive, but then Logan's making calls and directing my show. And I'm saying, hey, man, you can't tell me what to do on my own show. That's not okay.
What's that about?
He told me that I couldn't take Celsius. And then I said, hey,
man. He didn't tell you that you couldn't take Celsius.
Messages.
No, he didn't tell you that you couldn't take Celsius. He
says if I take Celsius, I'm not a part of Impaulsive.
Then he told you that if you take Celsius, that you cannot continue to be on Impaulsive, which is the core driver for Prime, as you're going to continue to funnel viewership from the Impaulsive show back to your show, which promotes a competitive product. Yeah. He also told you that if you wait 6 months after the deal's done, you're more than welcome to rejoin the show if you need to make money.
But they're always trying to find a way to push me out.
I don't.
You know what he told me? I think that was
this is a
guy who's this is a guy who's sending us screenshots of $11 million a week that he's making. Okay, and on top of that, we never got any money from Prime, and we own that show. So technically, we should have gotten a percentage of that. I never asked for it like the way you did. I stayed the fuck out of it. I didn't care because I'm grateful for what I'm making. I'm gonna go start my own business. But when I come over here, because I'm scared I'm gonna lose my job here, and then you're saying no, I sent them out.
Not you're saying no. That's why. That once again, please, bro.
But let me just finish
because that's one thing.
Wait, are you saying you?
Yes.
No, I'm not saying you.
Because it's one thing. It's one thing. Like with all of this, bro. With all of this, that you have to understand. He wasn't the only one that took hits for how the relationship ended with you. I got the same brunt, bro. I got the same brunt.
Okay, I only ever spoke highly. Can I speak for a second, please?
Well, yeah, I mean.
So when I get that call and I tell him, I go, Logan, I get it, bro. And I fully told him, I go, listen, man, like, I will take half the deal that Celsius gives me. Half. If you want to put it on the table for my show, a quarter, work with me. He says, I won't pay you a dime. You're here because of me. And then I said, well, what do you want me to do for my bills, bro? I got no money. And he says, go have your rich dad pay for it.
Listen,
that's fighting words, bro. Look at me. That's fighting words, bro. You don't bring up somebody's father.
Would you say that the way that you handled it from a word standpoint was mature, acceptable?
What did I say? That I beat the fucking brakes off of him?
Correct.
If he was in front of me, I would have swung at him.
But that's what I'm trying to say. We were at a point where no one was speaking properly to each other. And the only person, and George, and the only person probably that was the calmest out of the three, I sent you a very nice text message. Please.
You went to Celsius to try to get my deal. Called me right after you called them. You never called to check in on me.
Do you know?
You never called to
I texted you.
No, you didn't. It was after you went after the deal.
And by the way, I wasn't going after the deal.
You did.
I was going after the contract to bring to Logan and say, beat this with Prime, please. I was never going to take the Celsius deal.
Listen, you can't. Okay, so I have one friend telling me to go have my rich.
We're just having a conversation. The one thing I am a little bit upset about was the text that you sent back to me. That's it.
I told you you're a piece of shit. Everyone knows it.
Yes.
You need to. But dude, I meant every word of it.
That's crazy.
No, I'm not.
That's crazy. That's insane. If you
fell out and you started doing scummy moves to your friend, I called you out on it,
But I
bro.
didn't do anything.
Bro, not you, not Caleb, not Kevin, not Dylan. Nobody fucking called me when I got fired. Not one person called me. You know what I get a call from? Logan saying, at least Mike wouldn't do this. And an hour later, calls me and they say, hey, he's trying to get this deal.
But you know why I was trying to get the deal.
I get it. It's money. But why
No, I was not taking the deal.
But why wouldn't you call me and talk to me before you try to go dig
You
pockets?
didn't want to talk to me. You did not want to talk to me. I was talking to Division.
We never talked.
I was talking to Division. I reached out to you. I definitely called you.
Never did.
I texted you. I have text messages that were not responded to. I definitely have text messages.
After I called you out.
I'm just saying I tried reaching out to you. And when I did finally reach out to you, regardless of if the timing was right for you, I said something very nice to you. I said, I know things are gonna work out for you. This business and friendship thing is very hard to navigate. You're an incredible fucking human being. I love you and I wish nothing but the best for you. And your response to that really fucking hurt me. I'm here to say that today on the show. It hurt me.
Your actions hurt me every day.
But what actions?
The fact that you would stand up for me on camera and then as soon as it cuts being like, I'm gonna look so good that I stood up for you. There was intentions behind it, bro. You never cared.
Oh, so you're now saying that
I'm
joke.
not the only one who thought that.
You're saying now that a joke that I made, which we would always tie comedy in with real life, a joke that I made after standing up for you a million times on a million fucking episodes, now completely discounts all the times I did it.
Do you think what I went through was fair?
I think it's complex. I think, bro.
Crazy, Mike. I wouldn't put my own enemies what I went through, bro.
I think I'm gonna be honest with you, I think more than anything, it was a culture fit problem. I think there was a culture fit problem.
I think I brought a different type of look to the podcast.
I agree.
And if you go look at the greatest hits on Impulsive, they were all flooded with my comments. And don't think I didn't see you guys take my name out. And you guys shadow banned my name. Fans would screenshot shots of them trying to talk about me, and you guys were banned my name.
Because we probably didn't want that conversation over fucking hauling the entirety of the show.
But also, it's like, bro, I walked away without saying a thing, and you guys were on the podcast saying this gets no views.
I said that?
When you guys talk together and you're clipped together, you guys, he's not talking to the wall, Mike. He's talking to you.
But
and you were like, and I know
I think the biggest takeaway from this entire exercise today or conversation. What?
No, I just think it's just funny.
Well, I also just spilled water all over myself. The tap water, which is very good, by the way. Is that I don't. First and foremost, I should not be the one sitting here answering for someone else. I'm
talking about you.
No. My goal today is to not be grouped in.
You're tired of being grouped in.
Yeah.
No. I'm sorry for that. I didn't mean to do that.
On everything, because some of the things that you're talking about, if you give me specific examples of something that I personally did that you found trouble with,
I need 3.
But they're not accurate though. Not reaching out to you. No, I think there's probably
What about the Bobby Lee thing, bro?
What did you want me to do about the Bobby Lee thing?
I don't know, maybe not tell me to shut up after I get sexually harassed.
I didn't tell you to shut up. I never said that.
I looked at Logan, I go, Logan, this is gonna make me look really bad.
No.
And he says, I don't give a fuck what you look like. Bro, come on, dog. You were standing right next to me when he said that. Dog, nobody felt safe in that. You don't even feel safe in that.
Okay.
So like, how are you trying to make it seem like what I'm saying is nonsense?
It's not nonsense, but I just wonder.
Am I making it up more in my head?
Some of it has a life of its own. I don't believe that everything is as black and white as you see it.
Maybe it's just my point of view.
And same with me.
Again,
100%.
that's why I said if I wish I would have fixed my behavior, then it would have been better. But like,
dude, to think
I can only accept so much.
To think, and hold on. Let's step back and talk about a couple things. To say that that the execution of your treatment on the show, outside of the show, whatever, was perfect would be the biggest overstatement of all time. There was a million things, George, that could have been done differently. The conversation about Jesus was horrible, managed terribly. I'm with you on that. Okay, and by the way, so is Logan. He would admit that if he could have that conversation again, it would go completely different. You know that, bro. He didn't go into that with some sort of intent to harm. He clearly got carried away, was not seeing your side of the discussion, and it turned into a clusterfuck.
I just don't. Not like I don't believe it, bro. It's just patterns. So you got to see the patterns. We'll use you as an example, bro. Like I saw you go through hell over and over and over again, and guess what? It keeps happening. And it's the same thing that they put you through. I'm not going to mention what they put you through, but I watched and I would pull you aside and be like, bro, that's fucked. Like you shouldn't be talked to like that or acted like that. So for you to sit there and be like, oh, I know what you're going through and then try to make it seem like what I'm saying is a little bit more fabricated, I think that's going to come back at you when the day that you finally snap and you're like, all right, I'm done with this shit. And then you're going to see it for what it is. Because
I already see, that's the thing. I already see it for what it is. So I don't have the same type of reaction to things happening. I don't sit there and think to myself like I'm sitting in some perfect world scenario. This is showbiz, bro. Yeah. It's a fucked up,
yeah, you're right. I'm emotional.
Place.
I'm very emotional.
No, and by the way, God bless you for it. God bless you for that emotionality and having that emotional intelligence that was called into question. God bless you for it, bro. You have to shed some of that, certainly, to be in that space. Yes, shit gets said to me. Yeah, I feel left out of shit. Certainly I fucking do, and it pisses me off, and it makes me frustrated and saddened. Of course it does.
I just think the position you're in, and I have to say this confidently, and I hope I'm not just being a kid that's ranting. I'm literally just trying to meet the man that I used to be, which I think is you, and tell you, hey man, where you're at, there's no room for you to grow. They won't let you grow. They will not let you grow.
It's there but that's fine. That's fine though. Like
I want you to grow.
No. I'm not okay. Can you not be there and here and somewhere else at the same time? Like, is there any reason why we can't do that show? I can't do my show. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, no.
Like, bro, there was a place for you to continue. Now listen. Do I understand your desire to depart after all the shit that went on? Absolutely, bro.
Thank you. That's all I ask. I just don't want you guys to look at me like, why is this guy so upset? Plenty of reasons to be upset,
I get it, but I think some of them were mismanagement of situations. Some of them were hot-headed. There was a lot of mistakes. This is the thing that I've said on every podcast I've gone on. There was a lot of mistakes made on everybody's parts. We're not perfect. We're just not perfect. The problem that I had was just for myself was just being attacked in situations where I only was showing love. Every show I went on, I promoted. I said, George has a new show. George has a new show. Every time you ever called me to do a podcast, to do a vlog, to do anything, I said, come over right now. I'm here for you. I'll drop everything else I'm doing. If you text me, if you called me crying, if I called you crying, we had a really good relationship.
Texted I thought you were the only one in my group
I'm telling you, there was a misassumption about evil on my part, bro, because I called Celsius to get a competitive deal to try to shop it to Prime. That's all I did. And I got nothing. By the way, I don't have Celsius or Prime. You know what I'm saying? So like clearly I'm the fucking loser here. You know what I'm saying? But listen, it worked out. We're sitting here and now it's like, how do we continue? How do we make amends for, what happened and drive the larger conversation, which is between you and Logan? You know what I'm saying? Like
I already told him behind closed doors, we'll handle that. Like that's between me and him. And like when the time's right and it's ready, we'll have that conversation. The reason I wanted to have it with you, and you know what, bro, you're right. I first, before I even like go vent anymore, like I got to take responsibilities, bro. I was not as mature as I am right now. I was leading off of fear and my emotions, which remember, these are my friends, which I find to be like family, and it's tied in with my finance, bro. This is all of my life.
Nasty work.
This is all of my life, and I'm feeling like I'm being pushed out of it. So like I acted out of fear, but I guess what I have to say is I'm sorry for grouping you in, and I'm sorry that I wasn't man enough to just sit you down and express how I'm expressing now. But now I have confidence. Now I could stand on my own show. I have my own finance. I have my own fiance. I have my own life.
Right.
That's why when I sit here and have these conversations with you, this is the best version of me because I went through the fire. I want to sit with you and say, bro, like, you think that you're done growing. You're not. You have so much more to give because those moments that we would have in the hotel rooms by ourselves, those were us. You saw the version of me that everybody sees now behind closed doors. I saw that version of you. And I'm excited to show that version to other people. So I could get behind saying, yeah, that's my friend Mike. I'm really excited that we're friends. And I'm really, really sorry for that text message that I sent you.
But you just said that you still believe it.
I believe you did evil work on me, bro. And
what do you think I was doing? I had a pin doll at the house with your big ass fuzzy head on, and I was popping pins in your stomach.
So this was the learning lesson that I learned.
What did I do?
I thought that if somebody does something wrong to me, that it was intentional. Because
But I still haven't even found out or understood the non-intentional things. We don't have to keep harping on it, but I really, dude, was always Team George. I was.
I think my point of view was you're only Team George when it mattered for you. That's what I thought.
No, sorry. You're not completely... what it really was there may have been times where I could have been more Team George when the outcome affected me. Not when it was only good for me, but when being Team George wholeheartedly and arguing it for it against the wind would have not been bad for me.
That's all I asked. That's all I asked.
But listen.
Because to me, from my perspective, bro, you got to see it from my perspective. I didn't think it was real.
I do. But
I thought it was for the internet. I thought it was staged. I didn't know it was
that's
real,
another
bro.
part you have to consider. All of this shit. You talked about the dark jokes before and Jeff and doing the show. The lines are fucking blurry, bro.
Yeah, and unless
you pull me to the side or pull somebody to the side and grab their fucking arm sometimes and be like, yo, X, Y, and Z like this, I'm not fucking around right now. It's really hard to know when we're joking, when we're serious, when this is real. It's not just an illusion for the audience. It sometimes becomes an illusion for us. I don't even know. Dude, Jeff says things to me sometimes. I'm like, does this kid really even like me?
No, I question that too. I hang out with you guys. I'm like, do these guys like each other? Like, dude, to me, that's weird. I like, there's jokes, but then you guys hit fucking shit where like if anybody else would say something, it would be on site. You don't bring up somebody's father and you don't talk about dark things like that. And Logan once, he was in an argument, he's like, oh, you always bring up Japan. No, motherfucker, you bring up Japan. I don't ever bring up Japan.
We bring up Japan.
He brings it up. I sling the nice jokes.
Make jokes. Yeah. I just don't, I think.
Wait, can I just say one thing though?
I think the only way out of this amicably, and by the way, the most truthful and real way is that everybody is taking a little chunk of fault for how things went down.
I 100% take responsibility.
And same.
I'm just trying to figure out
I think you guys
would have behaved differently
if
towards
you fucking
me.
you guys me one more fucking time.
Sorry. I think Mike and Logan, you guys would have treated me differently if I treated myself with more respect. I think that I used a lot of fear. But also, let me just bring it back to the Bobby Lee thing because I didn't want to settle this right now. I've been so quiet about this shit, bro. Bobby, if you're which you are watching, I know you're watching. I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you because I know who you are, bro. I know you're using comedy to get out of an uncomfortable situation. I know you're just messing around me. I know even you, when you were grabbing my dick, you weren't doing it because you're like, oh, I want to sexually harass this kid. I know you were doing it because you're a comedian, you're being fun. What hurt me is that I didn't do anything. And I got all the smoke for it, bro. Like all of it. And then he called me fucking Ringo and make jokes on that shit. And then on the podcast, Logan made me apologize to him, bro. If this was anybody else and this was the old version of me, dog, this would have been held a lot more different. A lot more different.
That was it, dude. It was. You're right. I mean, it was in a lot of ways. It was a clusterfuck. I think. And by the way, the whole time,
both of them.
The whole time,
right now, my story.
The whole time, I said, dude, like, I said to Bobby when you left, especially, you're going too hard on him. It became. Here was the difference. I think with Bobby and with any comedian, your reaction to those jokes from the beginning are what gave him the fire to keep doing it.
And I wanted him
because
to I thought it was
because
fun,
you
bro.
weren't. Well, you didn't seem like you were having fun. You seemed affected.
No, when it's
and when you show it with
when
those
I got
with those
affected,
motherfuckers, Bobby Burr, all of them, bro.
No.
As soon as you start taking something serious, they're gonna fucking dig it. They're gonna get. They
My
get their
problem
teeth in you. They're
was
gonna rip your
not
flesh off.
It was not with Bobby. It was with. I'm not grouping you guys. But you guys, you know why? Because, bro, like,
what did you want me to do?
Bro, I always got the
swing on Logan. You were the one that said you wanted to.
No.
How come you did it?
No. Hold on. First of all, shame on me for being.
And weeks before that, you probably told me that you wanted to hit me.
Smack
you had
you.
a whole episode. George Janko wants to assault our co-host.
I apologize for
Everybody
that.
always wanted to hit me.
I apologize, and I never swung. I think if somebody should fucking consider that. I never swung. Never
Why was
once.
I always getting abused, bro?
Shut up.
The audience. The audience will never believe it. So it doesn't matter what I say because they'll never believe it.
Good.
I know you're right.
So,
but
the reason I was upset,
dude.
I just want to make this very, very clear. The real version of why I was upset is because, bro, this is like the freaking Shaq episode. I can't hear the guy. It's here. And then I get clowned on it and they use it to, bro, I told Dylan 100 fucking times. I said, bro, I can't hear this guy. I can't hear this guy.
But
and
George,
we're in a live audience.
there's always a butt of the joke. As soon as you left the show, who do you think became the butt of the fucking joke again, George?
You.
Yeah, the drug addict, 40-year-old, hairless loser. Okay?
Not hairless anymore.
So, correct. Well, I got a little more. Thanks, Turkey. Smile Hair Clinic, use my code Mike. Dude, like, you just became the butt for that time, and unfortunately it just got carried away, got serious, and then had a situation that became a business focus as well.
Bro, I was just like, dude, like, here's the thing. Bro.
And I'm sitting there like,
the
fuck do you want
KSI
me to
episode.
do?
Go to watch the 6ix9ine episode. In fact, just go to Impaulsive, click the most popular ones. Go look at their most popular episodes. Go read the comments. I was doing well when the people around me wanted me to do well.
Facilitated it.
And that's why, no shocker, when I had my own podcast, guess what? It was doing good. Why? Because I'm with people that want to see me succeed.
How many times on episodes did I turn and either say, what do you think about this? Out of nowhere.
Every time.
What do you think? What do you think there's an aspect of religion to this? George, how do you think God plays in this? I always wanted to fucking lift you and give you that ability to do that.
Okay. So if I'm not going to group you in, and I know that you did, there was times where you would lean out.
Because I'd be like,
from
George
my
is
perspective, it
tapped
looked
out.
like you were only doing it for the camera, but okay.
No, what the fuck? That hurts me. That hurts me to call my intent into question.
Reed, was
bro.
that something that we discussed between us? What doesn't it look like when Mike would be like, when he would hop off camera and be like, I'm going to look so good at a defender George?
No,
like,
it's about.
Did it not look to us?
I get that.
That it was kind of like, all right, well, they just don't give a shit about me at all. Mike gives only a shit when they go too hard and the audience is going to side with me. That's my perspective. You could get mad at me for my perspective.
No, I'm not mad about it, but I'm just saying, as you can say anything you want about Impaulsive as a show. Logan is the draw to the show. I have always tried to be the cohesiveness manager to the show. Where's the guest? Are they comfortable? Is the storyline going this way, that way? I've always wanted to have some semblance of hand on that steering wheel, okay? When I see my co-host in the 3 slot over in the side having not said anything for 15 minutes, it's a cohesiveness of show situation for me to be like, yo, George, what do you think about that? I'm not trying to have fucking people give me hand jobs in the audience because I was nice to poor Georgie. That's insane.
But okay,
that's insane. There was, bro, if it was just being nice to poor Georgie, I cashed that check. In the 56,000 vlogs that I did with you, you would come to my house and say, someone's in the box, play this game with me. You would be like,
but
give
I
me
did that
all
for
your...
you. I started your vlogging career.
You were one of the first people that was ever in my vlogs.
So I'm just cashing back the checks that I put in.
And
To me, it's an investment.
And I always cleared. I always paid.
No, you did. You did. I'm not saying you weren't good.
Man,
I'm
that sucks. That sucks. Not just with you, but I have a problem online where I am looked at and my intent is always questioned. I hate that. And it's not
Let's
just
talk
you.
about it.
No,
it might
it's
be
not
a perspective thing, bro. Listen, I'm here to talk. And also, bro, like, again, I will say this, even though I just got a little passionate, I was discussing things. I never got to discuss it. But, like, me discussing it, I just want to let you know, bro, I still think you're an amazing guy. I think it was my fault that I didn't communicate it with you. And I think that me being dumb made all my people around me dumb, and then we handled it in a dumb way. I really do. Yeah. I'm not mad at Logan. I'm not mad at Bobby. I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at myself. I should have handled it better.
Like I said, the only out is people taking a share, saying, okay, this part was me, this part was me, this part was me, and moving on from that. And you look at the outcome of it, and like, like I said, Logan Paul, massive star, built multi-billion-dollar brand, biggest face of WWE. George Janko, huge podcast, interviewing some of the biggest minds on the planet. Mike Majlak being evicted, trying to figure out how to fucking make ends meet. Just the co-host that gets made fun of every day. Who do you think's the real fucking loser here, George?
That's why I wanted to have you here. If you notice, Belle isn't here.
I wish she was.
And there's a new spot open for my co-host. I'm not just saying you should leave your job and come here. I'm just saying this show's doing pretty good for somebody that nobody watches. Do you want a piece of this?
Yes.
You're gonna have to work for a year,
yes.
no pay.
Tell Celsius I want the deal, dude. I was kidding. I really don't want it, dude.
No, but I'm glad we got to talk about it. And be cool about it.
I think like boiling it back down. It's just and also I need to say this, like, there's one person from the equation missing. Like, I can only represent all of this so well. I would assume he's probably going to give me my lashings for doing a poor job, and he'll whip me. He actually uses a leather belt on my bottom.
How's your guys' relationship?
No. But no, I want to finish that point. Someone's missing from this equation. I feel horrible about that because I'm doing the best I can to say what happened, but I wasn't. Bro, there was a lot of times where shit was going on, and I was just like driving a car, like halfway. You know what I'm saying? Because I always felt like I'm the third guy in the situation. I'm watching my parents argue. I've told you that before. It never felt like I was super tied into all of it. I think you guys need a show / a real conversation to fix whatever the fuck it is that you guys have going on.